2006, Nintendo came out with a brand new gaming console called the Wii. It was hugely popular and sold out right away. By the following January, people were going crazy to try to get their hands on this system. A Sacramento, California radio station called KDND got a hold of one of these coveted systems and decided they would give it away during an on-air contest. Hold your Wii for a Wii. The contestants would be given lots of water, and the person who held it the longest would win the prize. The radio station began promoting it, and lots of people called in with concerns saying that drinking too much water can actually be deadly. But the station brushed these concerns off, and that all contestants would be signing a waiver. The station was not responsible for what happened to them. On the morning of Friday, January 12th, 18 contestants showed up at the radio station and they signed their waivers, although one of the contestants said the waiver only covered publicity issues, not health and safety concerns. One of the contestants was 28-year-old Jennifer Strange, who was a mother of 3, and she was trying to win this Wii for her kids. She, along with the others, after signing their waiver, were ushered into this room where they were handed 8-ounce water bottles. Every 15 minutes, they would be expected to finish that water bottle, and if they didn't completely finish their water bottle in time, or if they got up to use the bathroom, they would lose the contest. Contest started at 6:45 a.m. By 8 a.m., after 5 bottles had been drank, a number of the contestants began pulling themselves out to use the bathroom. But the radio staff felt like this contest was going to take a really long time. They gave the remaining contestants a larger bottle of water to drink from. Over the next several hours, all of the contestants, except for Jennifer and one other, had dropped out. Jennifer was heard on air saying it hurt so much, and one of the hosts laughed and said, "Well, do you need to lay down?" And then somebody piped up and said, "She can't even walk." Around this time, a nurse called into the radio station. They said this contest was a really bad idea. You're gonna get someone killed from water intoxication. Water intoxication is also known as water poisoning. You drink too much water, the water dilutes your bloodstream, it can cause swelling in your brain, and it can lead to coma and or death. The host, after hearing this concern, turned and yelled to the remaining contestants, "Hey, is anybody dying out there?" And then the host just kind of laughed and hung up on the nurse. A little while later, you can hear one of the hosts on air comment on how Jennifer's belly looked really strange. It had become totally distended and bloated. At some point, Jennifer and the other remaining contestant began vomiting, but instead of dropping out, they just continued to drink more water and did not go to the bathroom. But finally, it became too much for Jennifer to bear, and she dropped out of the contest and she relieved herself. For coming in second place, she received tickets to a Justin Timberlake concert. On her drive home, Jennifer began experiencing this horrific headache to the point where she was just sobbing uncontrollably. She called one of her coworkers and said she just was not going to be able to come into work that day. And about an hour later, Jennifer's mother headed over to Jennifer's house to check on her, and she found Jennifer dead in her bathroom from water poisoning. The station was ultimately sued by Jennifer's family, and they were ordered to pay over $16 million in damages.